Welcome back to another live here with Design Bundles. We are so excited today because number one, we are giving away the biggest giveaway that we have ever done. So if you guys want to learn more, make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to give you all of the details on that right before Q&A. So a few things that I want to say today is a huge thank you because we have reached 250,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we cannot thank you guys enough. So not only a huge thank you to you guys, I want to thank you to our team in the background. We have our social media team as well as lots of other members here at Design Bundles, but a huge shout out to James and Agata and Brittany for really helping out here on YouTube. So lots more to thank besides them. We have an entire crew behind this channel, and we could not be more thankful that you guys have joined us. So if you guys have not subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe today and come join the fun. Not only do we do sublimation, we have Cricut crafts, we have Glowforge stuff, all sorts of fun things. So another thing that I want to point out today is our dollar deal is next week. So we have some changes going on that you guys may actually really love and enjoy. So from now on, we are going to have the dollar deal local in your time. So whether you are Eastern or Central or wherever you may be, it's going to be 5 p.m. every single time for you. It's not going to go by time zones. It's going to start on time for your area every single time. So make sure you guys tune in at 5 p.m. for that. We're going to do a live, so you guys can definitely check that out. I think we're going to go live a few days before, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, as you guys are joining us, I wanted to tell you guys first, we are going to be sublimating with the 7-in-1 Tumbler Press today. Now, I'm using the Heat Press Nation Signature Series. This is one that's been out for several years, so it definitely has some history and backbone to it. It's got a lot of, reviews on it, and it is good to go. So this one right here has 7 attachments. You can either purchase it by itself, or you can purchase all of these attachments individual just to kind of make it, or purchase the whole thing at one time. So today I'm going to show you what can you do with a 7-in-1 tumbler press, and then how do you use it? How do you switch it out? What are all of these attachments for, and all of the things. Now, while you guys are joining us, please let me know where you're crafting from today, and what are you crafting? I always love to hear what you guys are crafting. I want to know, how was your Easter? And I hope you guys had a very happy Easter yesterday. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on over as you guys are joining us to our designbundles.net. I'm going to show you guys what bundle I'm using today. So like I said, lots of information to give you guys today, because I also want to talk about our design school. I'm going to talk about that here in just a bit. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up our screen here so I can show you guys. So give me just a second. Like I said, as you guys are joining, hello, hello, hello. And if you guys are watching the replay, make sure you guys stay tuned all the way to Q&A, because we're going to talk about a giveaway that we are doing. It is the biggest giveaway that we have ever done here for Design Bundles. All right, so the bundle that I'm using today is this Pet Lover. So if you guys are a pet lover like me, whether it's dog, cats, horses, you're going to love this one. So this one is $21. It is worth $236.91. So once again, this is where it's got bundles inside of bundles, and you guys are going to love it. Not only so today I'm going to do some tumblers. I'm going to do a tumbler today. I'm going to do a coffee mug, and I'm also going to show you guys a shot glass, because I'm going to show you guys how to use this tumbler press. So let me go ahead and show you a few of the designs I'm doing, but you guys could put these on t-shirts. You guys could put these on signs, all sorts of fun things. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through here really quickly. So one of the ones that I'm actually using today is this one right here. So you have 2 different ways. So you have the Crazy Chicken Lady, and then you have it a straight or tapered. So whether you're going to put this on a tapered cup, which I'm going to get into all of that here in a little bit, or whether it is a straight tumbler, we have that for you guys. I think this one is so, so cute. So we're going to be using that one today. And then scrolling down through here, this one right here, I absolutely love. So I had to throw this one on a coffee mug, and we're going to be doing a 15-ounce coffee mug today. Now, what's really cool about these designs as well is we have them in 11-ounce size as well as the 15-ounce size. So depending on that size, you can simply just print these. They're ready to go for you guys, and they're so, so cute. I love all of these. They're just adorable. So I actually printed out, I believe, 2 of those designs just so you could see them. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop back here. Once again, if you guys are just now joining us, I'm going to show you guys how to use a 7-in-1 tumbler press. I'm going to show you all kinds of different cups and tumblers that you guys can actually press in this thing. And then make sure you guys stay tuned for the Q&A because I'm going to give you guys some details for an amazing giveaway that we have going on. All right, so I think one more, I'm trying to find it right here. This one's so cute. This is another chicken one here. And I'm going to use a couple of these out of here. I printed out a couple, but I'm going to be using this American flag one here and the one that says life is better with chickens. I'm obsessed with chickens. And so is another one of our team members. Her name is Dawn. So we are going to put this one on the shot glass today. So I'm going to do one on the front and one on the back. So we're going to be doing that one. And let's see, you guys may hear my sawgrass in the back doing his job there, but lots of different cute ones. There's even these super cute clip arts with these dogs. So you could create your very own. It'll look like your dog and you can put the dog's name underneath. So many different things, once again, that you could do with this, but lots of different bundles inside of this one, like I said, and it's only $21. We have this link below, and I'm sure that Brittany is putting that in the comments there for you. Now, one thing while I have you guys here, I want to talk about, I don't talk about this enough, is that we have this design school here. So if you guys are more about a blog style, you like to learn by reading more than watching a video, make sure you guys check out our design school. Brittany will drop us in the comments and you can also find it in the description, I'm sure. But it is our design school and we have lots of things. You're going to see what's trending tutorials, our latest tutorials, and then you're going to see stuff for our plus stuff. And then you're also going to see Cricut, Procreate. You can find stuff for scanning cut. So I know we get a lot of questions on that. So make sure you guys definitely check that out here. But if you guys are interested in learning like Illustrator, Inkscape, and all of those fun things, definitely check this out because there is a lot of really cool tutorials. The girls that work on this, the entire team, if you will, has done an outstanding job. So the design school here is for you guys. If you guys love, like I said, those tutorials, and some of these have a video attached to them, but if you really like to learn by that blog style or the more written and like to read to learn, highly recommend that you guys check out our design school. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and get rid of this screen here so we can go ahead and start talking about our tumbler press. And then I'll drop it here in a minute whenever I go to wrap and all of that. Now, once again, make sure you guys, another thing, if you guys want a lot of inspiration or you guys want to be a part of giveaways or freebies and all of those things, make sure you guys are joining our Facebook page as well as our Facebook community page. We have hundreds of thousands of crafters over there and you're going to find lots of inspiration, other crafters creating those same designs. And then also, if you have a question, there's going to be somebody there to answer it for you ASAP. We're also on Instagram and TikTok and all of the things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our press. So this press, like I said, if you guys are just now joining, this one's from Heat Press Nation. It is their signature series, and this is their 7-in-1. Now, you can just purchase it with the tumbler press if you're only going to do tumblers. You would be able to do some coffee mugs because if you were only doing, say, for example, the one side here, you could potentially fit this in here and get away with it. But if you plan on doing, full wrap coffee mugs, you could do water bottles. I mean, all sorts of fun things. There is attachments here. So let me go over the attachments and then I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the different cups and tumblers that you could do with one of these things. So I know a lot of times we just think of tumblers and we just think of coffee mugs. We forget there's a wide variety whenever it comes to the tumblers and cups and all those things, even down to shot glasses. So lots and lots of things you could do with this. So if you were going to start a small business getting into drinkware, this would be the perfect little gadget. All right, so installed when you purchase it, it comes with a 20-ounce tumbler press, right? And then you're going to see another big one here. This one's for the 30-ounce. So they recently started making 30-ounce tumblers. So this guy is ready for you. So you're going to be able to get those bigger tumblers in here. And then you're going to have your coffee mug. This is going to get your 11 and 15-ounce coffee mugs. This is for your straight mugs. So this is one, if you were really wanting to get into, say, for example, I just purchased the tumbler press, but I also want to do coffee mugs. I would purchase this just separate and do something like that. So this one we're going to show you today as well. And then you also have, if you're going to get into those latte mugs, I really wish I would have had, I do have a couple, but not the one with the handle. There's lots of those as well that for sublimation, but there is a tapered one here for your like smaller ones. And then you even have the bigger ones. So you do have them for the tapered coffee mugs. And then, like I said, the more latte, the taller tapered ones. So you're going to have your straight coffee mug, 11 and 15 ounce. You're going to have two tapered, one for your smaller size, one for the bigger one. And I'm going to start to set these out of the way for the ones that I'm not using today. All right, now if you guys have any questions along the way, I'm going to do Q&A at the very end, and also Brittany's down there to help you out. All right, so I've already talked about the coffee mug. The last two that we have are these ones right here that are for shot glasses. So you have the smaller ones, which would be more like those little espresso cups you could do in here too. So this is going to be a straight one. And then you have your tapered shot glasses, which are like this. There's clear ones that are like frosted, and then you have white ones. You have some that have, colored inside, all sorts of fun things. So I'm going to show you this one today. So I'm going to show you the tumbler one, the coffee cup, as well as the shot glass today. All right, so let me get those out of the way. And then I don't need this big one. And then I'm going to show you my designs here in just a second. So let me go ahead and making sure all of that stuff is out of our way. All right, so let me go ahead and talk about a few of these that you can actually do with this. Okay, so if I had the 20-ounce tumbler, you're not only going to have the white tumblers, you have, I think they're behind me over here on this side, we have glitter as well as a holographic. So there's a wide variety whenever it comes to these. They're not just white. Let me show you the glitter one. So for these, we have glitter. They're already covered. So if you're somebody that wanted to get into tumblers, but you never wanted to get into the whole epoxy thing, because that takes a very long time to dry. It's a lot of process, but you really want that glitter look. You can purchase them where they're already coated with glitter like this, and then you're going to sublimate right on top. And then there's also ones you probably can't tell right here, but this is iridescent and it looks like a rainbow. So whenever you sublimate on this, it's going to be really, really cool. So you do have a couple more options like that. All right. And then whenever it comes to coffee mugs, you have several different styles. So you're going to have, for example, this is a Cricut one. This is a 15 ounce. You're going to have an 11 ounce one. And then you're also going to have coffee mugs like this that have, whether it's pink inside, the pink handle, there's color changing ones. There is glitter ones like this. Once again, that's like the tumbler. So they're covered in that glitter, and you're going to sublimate on those. And then you also even have these ones that are called like a little low ball one. This one is metal. These will be perfect for travel or even for camping and things like that. So this is a metal one here. And then even you have camping mugs. So whenever it comes to like the coffee mugs one here like this, there's a ton of coffee mug ones that's going to go inside of that, including ones like this. So it looks like a mason jar. This is a frosted one. This is supposed to have a straw, but I already lost it. But this one's a frosted one. Even the beer can glasses that we have been doing with the vinyl, they make those that can be sublimated. They're frosted, so there is those as well. And then whenever it comes back to the tumbler one, a few more to talk about is like this. We actually have a tutorial on this, so definitely check that out over on our YouTube or here on our YouTube. We have these kid ones as well, a couple different ones, and you can do these really cool designs. Like I said, we've done a tutorial on these super, super cute designs that we have that can go on this that you can match and color coordinate. So stuff like this would fit in your 20-ounce tumbler. And then we even have the water bottle. So this is one that's covered in glitter, but you can get these in white. They even have colors. There's like pink glitter, all sorts of fun things. So this would also fit into your tumbler press as well. And then whenever it comes to this one right here, I believe we would be able to fit it into our coffee mug as well. So these are those travel mugs once again. And then we have, let's see here, this is one that would be tapered. So this is actually a plastic. It's really cool. I can't think of the plastic, and I don't think it says on here. But this plastic right here, and you can find these in places like Condy, JP Plus, Craft Express, Amazon, you name it. There's all sorts of different sublimation blank places. But this one is a tapered one. So this would fit in that bigger latte style mug that would go in there like this. Now this is really cool. So it's double walled, and you would just be inserting this one here like so, right? So lots and lots of things. And you would press that one twice if you were doing like a full wrap. And then to go over just a few more back here, we have some more bigger ones. You have ones that are like this that hold your, say if you had a Coke can or beer or something like that. This is your more skinny ones. Lots of fun things. You can do these as well in that skinny tumbler. So there's so many of them that would fit in the skinny tumbler alone. Like I said, just even having the skinny tumbler or the mug press would be, you'd cover so many. So like I said, I really wanted to show you a variety today because sometimes I think we really just think about tumblers or coffee mugs, and there's a lot of these out there. So many things that you can actually sublimate. All right, so get that out of our way, and let's go ahead and start getting into this. So we have these designs right here that I've printed off. I'm fixing to go ahead and drop the camera down, and then I'm going to show you guys wrapping these. Well, actually, let's go ahead and get our press ready to go for the tumbler, and then I'll start showing you wrapping. So the first one we're going to do is that super cute tumbler one I've already printed off. I printed off a couple of the these prints here for the coffee mug. And then I printed out a couple small ones, like I said, for the shot glass. All right, so let's go ahead and get our tumbler press ready. So whenever you first get your tumbler press, you want to double check that it's completely, screwed on in place. You should have this plugged in here, and you just want to make sure all of your little knobs are nice and tight down. And then before you even turn it on, you want to take your tumbler. All right, step one is to pull the lid off and the straw. You never want to sublimate with that in there, because that plastic ring is going to melt on here. Like I said, ask me how I know. So you always want to test the pressure first. So you're going to load it from this side here. You can see your cord. You're going to load it from this side, and then you're going to test that pressure. If you need to bring that pressure up, you want to dial these in at the same distance there. And you're just going to keep pressing until you get, light to medium pressure. So something about like that. Always try to push on it a little bit just to make sure it's not budging. And I think that looks good. So now we can go ahead and turn it on. So whenever it comes to your tumblers, you're going to set this guy at 385 for 60 seconds. Now, keep in mind that all tumbler presses are different. So if you go to press yours at the same temperature, I'm telling you 385 for 60 seconds, and you're like, either it's too hot or it didn't press enough. Number one, you may need to bring up your pressure, or two, maybe bring down that heat or that time. So you may have to play around with your brand just a little bit, but pretty standard across the board. It's 385 for 60 seconds. But once again, if you notice that it's not maybe pressing in areas, you may need to adjust that pressure. All right, so now that we've got that on, everything's ready to go. So to change this, you would just literally hit your buttons. So you're just going to go up and down, and as it's flashing for your temp or your time, you'll adjust those. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the camera down so we can start prepping up our tumbler. All right, so we're going to drop this down here. Now, once again, if you guys have any questions along the way, drop them down below, and we're going to do Q&A here in just a little bit. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start with our tumbler here. Now, whenever we have designed these out for you, they're ready for print. But what you want to make sure, for example, when I print these with Sawgrass, sometimes my printer wants to do print manager settings. So it doesn't want to do what's been designed out. So make sure you pay attention to that. If it's trying to change, make sure you go to your layout and make sure it's not trying to change it for you, because you may need to go back in and adjust that, or it's going to make it a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger for you. So these are already sized out for you. And the same thing whenever it comes to those mug ones. All right. So let's go ahead and get these out of our way. And let's get ready to prep up this guy. Here we go. So number one, the very first thing that I recommend for sublimation supplies is a paper trimmer, because you're going to get that super perfect straight edge every single time. And that's what you want whenever it comes to tumblers. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, a few things. You guys can see that there's a little bit of a white border here. We can leave it on one side, or you want to trim it all the way close, but you can leave one side with a little bit of white, and I'll show you why. Okay, so when I go to trim this, I'm just going to line it up right here. Here we go. And then we're just going to trim straight. So that the trimmer is going to, I'm going to go ahead and just hit OK. I think I did this. I usually just close it and open it. There we go. It'll get rid of that beep. It's just telling us that it's ready. So you guys can see we're going to get that perfectly straight edge. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to trim off the top and the bottom. All right. Now, if you were going to go ahead and do it, you would do it all the way around. Or like I said, if you're going to do like me today, I'm going to show you it a little bit different by leaving that little bit of white here on the side. All right, here we go. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. And thank you again for 250,000 subscribers. It's such an accomplishment, and we are so, so proud here at Design Bundles. We cannot thank you guys enough. And if you guys are just now joining us, once again, we are playing around with a 7-in-1 tumbler press today. All right, so now that we've got that trimmed down, the next thing that I want to do, get that out of our way, is we want to clean up our, I'm going to find my rag here. So using a clean cloth here. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for the congratulations. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Kathy. We have Kathy with a K and Kathy with a C. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean this. So lint-free cloth, we're going to go ahead and go all the way around, removing any sort of lint or debris. So you definitely want to do this. You don't want to skip it. All right. And then you want to make sure that you have your heat tape, right? So I've got that. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get a couple pieces ready to go. And I'm just kind of popping them here on my press. So I have them already. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and center this guy up. And then we're going to start to wrap this around. So what I'm going to do, since I've left the white border on one side, that's going to go down last, right? So the side that is flush, this one right here is going to go down first. And we're going to pull nice and tight. And then we're going to pull the other side. There we go. So we're just making sure everything's nice and tight. We're going to get our first piece of tape down. And I'm going to adjust that. If you can tell that there is any sort of gap here, you're going to want to press it again. All right, so we're going to pull. So that's your biggest thing, is making sure that this thing is super nice and tight. If you need to, pull that tape back up and do it again. Okay. So I think I'm going to do this side one more time. Once you kind of get one side going, it helps to get the next. All right, there we go. And then I think that's pretty good. So once again, you just want to make sure there is no gap on the top or the bottom. So this is good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back up here, and we're going to go ahead and load it now. So I've just got 2 little pieces of tape here, and then we're going to load it. Now this is 385 for 60 seconds, but we're going to press it twice. So I'm putting the first one, it's going to go ahead and start going. So we are doing 385 for 60 seconds. And so once that 60 seconds is done, we're going to open it up and twist it around. So the next thing that you guys need is some heat gloves. Now I'm going to show you guys a trick very soon that I learned over at the trade show. And it's taking a pair of pliers, take a pair of gloves, just regular gloves. You can take the ones that you would use out in the yard or in construction. Cut 2 of your fingers off like this. You're going to put those on each side of the plier, and you're going to wrap it with a piece of zip tie on each side, pull them tight, and then you can use that to pull your tumbler in and out. But I'm going to show you guys here pretty quickly, but I'm hoping you guys can kind of get the details from that. Pair of pliers, 1 glove. You can use an old spare glove. You just need 2 fingers off of it, and you need 2 zip ties, and then you're going to be able to use it to pull that in and out. Now here in a second, I'll go ahead and get my heat pad out as well, because you want to have something that's heat resistant to place that on. All right, so we are ready to flip it. So I'm going to pop on those gloves. All right. And you want to spin this all the way around. All right, there we go. And we're going to press it again, because the reason why we're doing this, if it's a full wrap, is because with the tumbler press, there's about this much on top that is not getting sublimated because it's wide open. So you're needing to rotate that and get the other side. So let me go ahead and get my heat pad ready to go. All right, so I've got this guy out here. That way it's just ready to grab this. And then you can either set this aside and let it cool, or peel it while it's hot. Now we're obviously live here today, so we're going to go ahead and peel it. We've got about 27 more seconds. So as you guys are joining once again, make sure you stay tuned for Q&A. We're going to press a cup here in a minute. We're going to press a shot glass, but we're going to announce a big giveaway that we're doing at Q&A. And then also make sure you guys keep in mind on the dollar deal for this round, which is next week. It's going to be 5 p.m. your time. It doesn't matter if you're Central, Eastern, wherever you are in the world, it's going to be 5 p.m. your time. All right, so we're going to pop this guy open and we're going to rotate. I'm going to turn it off in between switching the elements. So we've turned it off. And we're going to pull this out. And I don't need to let it completely cool in between switching. So if you guys ever see any sort of steam coming off of that, that's part of that sublimation process. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is very carefully, let's see if I can get my weeding tool here. I'm going to start to remove this tape. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to get one piece. And I'm going to get the next. I'm hoping I got my seam close enough here. And 1 second, we're going to do a big reveal. Are you guys ready? How cute is this? It is so, so cute. Bring that up so you guys can hopefully see that a little better. And then I will actually drop the camera down so you guys can check it out. All right. How cute is that? Crazy chicken lady. So cute. So you guys can see I've got that from the top to the bottom. So I needed to actually bring the size of this up just a smidge. So I was so, so close with that seam. So So close there, but I really love the way that this one came out, and I dedicate this one to Dawn. She's one of our members, and she loves chickens. So there you guys have it. It's so cute, and it is on front and back there. Once again, now this is also in a tapered design, so you can put this on your tapered latte mugs and all of those things. So we're going to go ahead and bring it back up here. I hope you guys love this. If you guys do, let me know. Give me some hearts down below. I think it is so, so cute. Also, you guys let me know. Are you guys chicken fans? Do you have chickens? Do you love chickens? I'm obsessed with chickens. So now let's go ahead and get ready to switch this guy out. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get this over, and I'm actually going to go ahead and close out one of my screens here really quickly. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get ready to switch this. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully scoot this guy up and over. And what I'm going to be doing is putting this hot guy on here. So once again, if you're going to take this, say, for example, I have a small business and I need to switch in between. I've done all my tumblers. You want to set this guy on something that is heat resistant, right? So you're just simply going to, number one, we're going to unscrew the side here. Let's do that first. All right. Now, I really would recommend unplugging it. So you could definitely unplug it here or unplug it from the wall first. And then we're just going to simply pop this out. So that'll pop out just like so. And then our very next thing is we're going to remove, there's 4 of these little screws like this. Now I have to tell you, one time I had a mug press and it was actually from Heat Press Nation, and I lost one of these guys during the move. But whenever you get some things, like for example, I had got a laser machine at one point, and it wasn't a Glowforge, but I think Glowforge has the same. They have these little things, set them aside because you can reuse them for stuff like this. So let me go ahead and pop this guy out. Here we go. We're going to set these aside, and we're going to go ahead and remove this, because remember, this thing is hot. So we're going to very carefully pop this up and over, which you can definitely just handle it by down here like this. And we're going to set it out of the way. So now we're going to bring in the next one. For the next one, we are doing a coffee mug. So we're going to bring this back in. So for this time, I'm actually going to attach this first, and then we're going to plug it in. So let's go ahead and get our little screws. And now this is not hot. Just this is hot. So I can take back off the gloves, and we can get ready to attach this. All right. So this time, these ones, since this is a little bit of a smaller one, our screws are going to be a little bit further down. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get one side, and then I'll get the next. So you're just going to line these up until you see those little screw holes. And then you're just going to twist it in. So it's super easy to switch in between. And you see, I did not have to let that thing cool down. You just want to be careful. Make sure you're using heat gloves whenever you go to do this, and make sure you turn it off. Because say, for example, if I didn't turn it off and I plug this in, it's going to start getting hot on me. And like I said, I really would recommend to actually just even unplug the whole thing while you're doing this. All right, so now let me go ahead and get this piece here. So we got our last 2 here. Now also let me know down below, do you guys own a tumbler press? Do you own one of the 7-in-1s? I know there's also ones that are, say for example, there's those heat presses that are like 8-in-1, and they come with pieces like this too. Let me know if you guys own something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this in. So once again, it's turned off. And I'm just going to rotate it until it goes in. There we go. Then you're going to twist it tight. Now we're going to turn it back on. And now it's going to start heating this element. Well, actually, before we turn it on, let's go ahead and test our pressure. So keep it off. We're going to put our coffee mug inside. All right. And let's go ahead and start testing that pressure. All right. So I need to bring it back just a smidge. We're going to test that again. I think that's pretty good. I may have to adjust it just a little bit more because of the paper, but I think it's going to be all right. So we're going to go ahead and pull that back out. And now we can turn it on. Now the difference with this one, whenever you're working with ceramic, it's going to be for the coffee mug as well as the shot glass. Both of these are going to be 385 for 190 seconds. So we need to bump up our seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. See, now it's on the Fahrenheit. We're going to hit OK. That's for the temp. This is for the seconds. I'm going to go ahead and hit it up until I get to 190. I'm going to hold that down to speed it up a little faster. We're almost there. Just a few more degrees. There we have it, 190 seconds. We're going to hit OK. And then it's going to be back at this screen. Always make sure you get back at this screen. So now it's going to be heating back up. So while this is heating, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to make sure this is starting to cool down. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the camera so we can get ready to do the coffee mug. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of our way. And I'm actually going to use the gloves to grab this. And I'm going to go ahead and set it out of our way. Just a Cricut mug press, a heat press. I want one of the tumbler presses. I love the tumbler press. Now also keep in mind, you can use a convection oven or a toaster oven as well. All right. In just a second. Just making sure I can safely set that guy out of our way. And let's go ahead and work on, I love the way this came out. It's so, so cute. And that's cooled down now. Once you're cooled down, you can pop back on your lid. Get your straw in there because most of them come with the lid and the straw. And there you guys have it. It is so adorable. So I'm going to set that out of the way. And let's go ahead and start working on our mug. So I've got the mug. I keep looking for the mug pressing element. I have it in there, silly. All right. So now, first thing we want to do is remove any sort of lint or debris. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. If you don't, you're going to get these little blue marks, and it's actually going to look like crack marks, little fine hairs all over the tumbler if you don't do this. So you don't want to skip it. Now, I used to use rubbing alcohol, but now I just use a lint-free cloth, and it's sufficient enough. All right, so let's scoot that up out of the way. Let's bring back in the paper trimmer. Now, with this, you notice I printed 2 on one sheet. You can actually get away with this. So this is an 11, this is a 15. This is a 15-ounce mug, and I was able to get 2. So you can print 2 11 ounces, or you can print 2 15 ounces on the same sheet. So you can combine. These are the 2 I printed. Are they not so stinking adorable? So you guys let me know. Do you want me to do the Dachshund? You guys Dachshund? I never know how to say that one. Or do you want me to do the Frenchie? So you guys sound down in the comments below, should we do the Dachshund? So you can do D for Dachshund, or you can do F for Frenchie. So I want to know which one should we press. So while you guys are doing that, I'll go ahead and start getting ready to go. So the same thing, we're going to go ahead. Now inside Sawgrass, I use the print manager. So I use Sawgrass SG500. I use their smart folder, drag and drop. You could actually put a spacing between here. So it actually have a white gap, but I didn't do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim as close as I can. So like I said, if you guys, I see that F coming in Frenchie. So you guys let me know, which one do you want to see? Frenchie or Dachshund? Am I saying that right? You guys let me know down below. Frenchie or Dachshund? I feel like I'm totally saying that wrong. All right, so here's the super cute guy. So adorable. Get that out of our way. And I need to, now remember, just close your press, open it back up if it's making your little beats. I'm going to try to get just a teensy tiny bit more off the top of this. There we go. Okay. Because we got so close. And I'm actually going to take my little weeding tool. This is the way I like to clean out in case you guys want to tip. I use my weeding tool and I just go like that and I clean that out right away. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing like I've talked about before. So I'm going to trim both sides first, and then I'm going to trim the end. So I like to get the whole thing. Go ahead and come down here really quick and get that. And I actually went a little bit on that design, but that's okay. Once again, weenie dog, that's how we say it anyways. Thank you so much, Jill. So you guys let me know which one. What are you guys saying? Is it going to be the Frenchie or is it going to be the Dachshund? I'm sure James and Agata can flash that in front of the screen to let me know which one you guys have chose. All right, so here's our super cute Frenchie. Is that not adorable? Okay, so there's that one. And I'm going to finish trimming this one down while I wait to see the results. So what was a Dachshund, a wiener dog is the way we used to say it. See, that's what I thought it was, a little wiener dog. Now, a dear friend of mine, she is actually getting one of these. So I can't say any names. So she's actually getting one of these. She's actually getting 2, to be honest. And we are just so, so excited. I'm actually going to go create gift baskets because I'm like that. Anybody else? Because it's like a baby shower and you have to go get all the supplies. So I'm going to go get some baskets and fill that with some stuff because they're getting new babies. So there is this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so which one should we do? Did you guys decide? I think I've seen a lot of Frenchies. So I really think we're going to go with that. Dachshund. James and Agata, which one was it? Let me know. Let's see, what did we get? I really think I've seen a lot of Frenchie. So I really feel that, okay, it looks like 50-50. Okay, guys. Since my friend is getting the, I know guys, but we're going to do this one. And if you guys really want, maybe we can press this one on this one. Let me look. Maybe not. Maybe we can press it on the glitter. Let's take a look. I wonder if it'd fit on there good. It may be a little bit too big, but I might be able to press that on the glitter. We may press them both. We'll see. You guys let me know. If y'all want to see them both, we'll press them both. But let's go ahead and do this one since my dear friend is getting her little wiener dog. So let's do it as a gift. All right. So let's go ahead since I'm creating that fun basket. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to wrap this and I'm going to go ahead and get it just like this. There you have it. So now what I need is my heat tape, which you may want to already have 2 pieces of that ready to go. Now, when it comes to this one, I like to really go all the way down. All right, here we go. Now, since it was 50-50, guys, I had to choose. So we went it. But like I said, if we have enough time and you guys want to see it, we will definitely just press both. So, all right, so let's see here. Here we go. Hopefully I've got all my lint off here. And one more. There we go. So close. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I've got it as close as I can. Now, one thing about it is I always get one side like this, right? You can let go of it. Your biggest thing is getting one side down, and then you're going to pull nice and tight. I always say nice and tight, nice and taut, because I think nice and taut is not super tight, right? You guys let me know in the below if I even know. I always say taut because I'm thinking that's not super duper tight. And so I've always just rolled with it. All right, here we go. We're going to finish wrapping this guy around here. And I may even actually have one more ceramic mug that we could do. So like I said, bear with me for just a second. All right, we're just going to make sure it's nice and flush. Once again, you don't want any gaps. And sometimes when you get these, you guys may notice some little dust down in there from the factory. Always make sure you guys wash your mugs. Always make sure you wash them. All right, so I think that's nice and tight. So let's go ahead and bring the camera back up here so that way we can load it. So we're going to load from this side once again. And I'm going to try to make sure everything, I'm hoping this one is going to cover my design. I'm so used to using the Cricut mug press recently. I'm trying to double check. Both sides are completely covered, and I think so. So I'm going to go ahead and push it forward. So this one here is set. I'm not needing to rotate like I did with the tumbler. So I've set my time completely at 190. Now you think with the tumbler, why wouldn't I just do 120? Because when you go to stop that, that timer is going to restart. So if you're having to split your time at all, make sure you do half and half. But with a mug like this, you're not having a split time. So it's going to be that full 190. So we're going to let this go for just a little bit. And in the meantime, let me peek somewhere. One mug, possibly. I think I do have one. Possibly. I think I could possibly do this one. And I think it's a 15 ounce. So let me go and wrap this next one. Okay. So you guys are going to get to see the Frenchie after all, because I can't disappoint. If we're 50-50, I can't disappoint anybody. I got to make sure everybody's included. So we're going to go and clean this one while we wait, because we have another 139 seconds anyways. Now, while we're waiting for that and we're wrapping this one, let me go over again. We're fixing to be doing Q&A after we do the shot glass. So make sure you guys drop your questions down below. That way we can answer those. And then also make sure you guys notate for the dollar deal that it's going to be 5 p.m. your time. No matter what time zone you are in, it's going to be 5 p.m. So we've done that so everybody can make sure they participate and everybody knows what time it is, whether it's daytime, nighttime for you in certain areas. So we're really trying to make sure we can cover that for everybody. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. It's going to be 5 p.m. your time, whatever it is. So we've got that, and then we're doing a huge giveaway, which I'm fixing to announce. And then once again, if you guys are just joining us, I want to say a huge thank you if you guys are subscribed here on YouTube, because we are at 250,000 subscribers, and we could not be more grateful. Once again, if you guys watch our lives and you guys check out our tutorials and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It is so much fun here, and we do lots of giveaways and fun stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe. Come hang out. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap the other side. I think we're getting down to 60 seconds there. And we are close. And then also, once again, make sure you guys are checking out our design school over on designbundles.net. Once again, Brittany can drop that down below. It's called Design School. It's where you can go get more of a blog style tutorial, a written tutorial if you guys prefer to read your tutorials. We have tons of them over there. That's going to cover everything from Cricut to Glowforge to Procreate and all of the things. So definitely make sure you guys are checking that out as well. All right, so I think we are getting super close here. We're going to press that one. Now, while we press this one here in a second, I'll probably go ahead and prep this one up. So we're getting down to 24 seconds. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining him. Okay. So give me just a few more seconds and we are going to switch it out. So you guys let me know, what do you guys think about the 7-in-1? Is it something that's on your wish list? Now there's lots of different brands out there. This is just one. Tons of companies have different ones. But like I said, this is just one that's been out for a very long time. Okay, so there we go. Now, when it comes to your mug press, your handle should stay cool to the touch so you can very carefully and safely move that. But always make sure before you grab that, because you may need to grab your gloves. Now, you may want to set this aside and let it cool. But once again, we're live, so we're going to go ahead and peel. So I'm going to go ahead and get one side here and the other. It's so stinking cute. How cute are these designs? So adorable. It says morning coffee with my Dachshund. Dachshund, weenie dog. I wish it said weenie dog. All right, so I'm going to drop the camera down so you guys can see. Look how cute. These colors are so much fun. You guys can see all that detail there. Look at those little paw prints. So cute. The colors, I love the watercolor. The eyeballs are just so stinking cute. You guys can see that writing. I love the writing. So adorable. You guys let me know. So, so cute. We have a Shih Tzu. I know I probably don't say that right either. It's too cute. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to have to get one for our little Shih Tzu. So it's so, so cute. I love these. Like I said, I really love that watercolor effect. It's so cute. Okay. So let me go ahead and drop us back down here and let's pop this one back in because that's going to take 1 minute and 90 seconds. And we're going to get ready to press our last item, which is our shot glass. So I'm going to make sure we're lined up. I think we're all in there. We're going for it. All right, there we go. So 1 minute and 90. And so I'm going to go ahead and start prepping up our shot glass in the meantime. So with the shot glass, this one is going to go with this little guy. And it's so funny because you sit here and you think, how does this little thing fit on there? There's so many holes on there that it just lines up. So this is going to go in there same way. We're going to do the same situation. So we're fixing to use this one. I'm going to set it over here and then we're going to do this. Now, when it comes to these shot glasses, you can do a full wrap or you can do just a front or front and back. So here we go. Let me grab my scissors here because we're going to do a front and back. This one right here is really cute too. It says Queen of the Coop. Queen of the Coop. I love it. So cute. All right, so here we go. So I've actually had chickens. We had a terrible event with, I want to say it was a raccoon that got ours. It was absolutely horrendous. But we've had foxes get a hold of them, but I want to say our final call was the raccoons. And it was in broad daylight. It was actually horrible. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and clean this. We've got 1 minute and 24 on that, 124 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and clean this with our lint-free cloth. All right. Now with my chicken, I actually had one. Her name was Big Mama. And she would run up to me. So when I pulled up every single day, she would come running to me and doing her whole thing. And she'd jump up and I'd have to carry her around. My husband's like, are you seriously carrying this chicken around? I loved my chicken so, so much. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start taping these down. So I'm going to go ahead and tape one on one side, one on the other. Like I said, this is not a full wrap. For some reason, my tape thing's not wanting to work properly today. So I'm going to go ahead and get, I think that's hot, so we're going to use it. I always find something in my craft room to hold my tape. So I got 1, 2, and also I want to show you a new tape dispenser that I have discovered that I know you guys are going to love. I have it in some upcoming tutorials, so stay tuned on that. So let me see really quick if I can show y'all. This right here is our newest tape dispenser. You guys know here on Design Bundles, you guys are always asking me what my tape dispenser is. I always have a new tape dispenser. I always have fun little, rulers and things like that. This is the tape dispenser of all tape dispensers. This one right here is really cool. You can have 3 different tapes at one time. This one right here, you can hold 2, and when you twist it, it makes some individual cuts. Like 8 pieces are ready to go immediately. And then this one here, you can do long cuts. So that way, if you were doing a tumbler, you could do completely long ones. Amazing. Absolutely love it. Found it on Amazon, 16 bucks. All right, so we got 27 seconds left on that. So in the meantime, we're going to start taping this, and that's hot, so be careful. And we're going to trim this down. You guys, like I always tell you guys, like you guys are the one touching it. All right, so we're going to tape down. I've already cleaned off my lint and debris. So here we go. And this is going to be our last one. All right. So we're going to get that down and making sure wherever my tape is going, that this is not going to block it. Let's go ahead and pull this up and out, and we'll peel this in just a second. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. This one I'm going to let keep kind of going for just a second. And I'm going to go ahead and tape this guy down. Here we go. And then we're going to switch those. So let me turn this guy off. And let me tape it down. All right. So just a second, guys. Now, also, I have one in purple. Oh my gosh, there is so many colors. I almost got the purple. So there's so many colors. When I seen it, it was in blue. And I was like, I knew I had to go on the mission to see if there was a pink one. And there was. There's pink, lime green, all sorts of fun ones. All right, so once again, same thing. I would recommend to unplug it. We've turned it off. We're going to go ahead and go in here and do this. And we're going to unplug it. All right, almost. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my heat gloves for these. And we're going to go ahead and unscrew all of these once again. All right, here we go. And if we lose this camera at all, I'll just drop this one down. So, or we can also bring in another little angle here. This one right here has been a little bit silly recently. So I've been trying to play around with different stuff to see if I can figure out, because it'll try to overheat on me sometimes. All right, so now what we're going to do once again, your safest thing is you can grab your little cord here. We're going to set this guy out of our way, making sure that wasn't hot. And now let's grab our other one. So we're going to grab this guy. We can take our gloves back off, and we're going to start adding this one on. Remember, do not plug it in yet. So start with this part first. So once again, line up your holes. You're going to see whichever holes where it's going to give you 2 of them. Okay. Now I know I may sound a little bit distant over here. I'm sure you guys can still hear me. All right. So we're almost done here. Now, once again, while I'm going over this, we are going to be doing Q&A in just a second. And then we can even start it while we're working on this, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and push this forward just a little bit to give us some leverage. And then we are going to announce the giveaway here in just a minute that we've got going on. And then don't forget, if you guys tune in next week for the dollar deal, it is going to be 5 p.m. at your time, no matter what time zone you guys are in. Make sure you guys join our Facebook community group for lots of inspiration, giveaways, all sorts of fun stuff. So Brittany has all of that stuff down in the comments below. All right, so we are going to plug this in, push tight, and twist. All right, so we're going to make sure our cord is down and out of the way. Now, once again, before I turn it on, I'm going to check that pressure. So let's get that guy in there. Whoop, slid right out. Let me go ahead and adjust. We got to go way up here. I could probably even do this and this. All right. I think we're close. Y'all bear with me for just a second. We are so close. This one requires so much. All right. I think we're pretty good. I'm going to roll with it. All right. And I may even go in just a smidge more. All right. Let me check it one more time. Okay. I think we're good on that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. So once again, we're doing 385 for 190 seconds. So it won't take very long. We're going to let it heat back up really quickly, and then we're going to pop this guy in. Now, I don't need to rotate or anything because it's not a full wrap. All right, so let's give it just a second to speed back up. Now, while we do that, let's reveal this one really quick. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We are so excited that you guys have joined us. Here is the Frenchie. So cute. Let me go ahead and drop it down so you guys can check it out. How adorable is this? So, so cute. I love that. Like I said, these watercolor dogs are so stinking cute. I love it. Look at this thing. Look at those eyeballs. I mean, come on. That tongue is the absolute cutest. Once again, you can see the puppy print details and all of that. So cute. I love the tongue on this one too. So cute. Love it. Let me bring back up the other one more time so you guys can see those side by side. So both of these designs are included. Several more to choose from. So cute. I really hope you guys are enjoying this. All right, so let me see here. I think we are so close. Let's go ahead and get ready. So as you guys can see, while I have it this way, you can see where I've wrapped that, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and set this guy out of our way. All right, and then we'll go ahead and switch our camera back up. Thank you guys once again. We are so excited you guys are here, and we're about to get ready for Q&A. All right, so here we go. So we're going to insert this one. I've got my heat gloves on because, so remember, let me go ahead and bring you guys back up here to stop that beeping. Go ahead and do that. And this one, we've got to kind of get it going like this. And then we're going to press. Like I said, I really hope we got that good enough. All right, so we've got 183 seconds. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and start on our Q&A. Now, what you guys have been waiting for is our giveaway. So our giveaway, you guys are not going to believe it. It is huge and it is worth $1,000. We are giving away the Cricut Auto Press. So head on over to our Facebook community group. So if you guys can, Brittany will have that in the comments for you guys. We have it linked down below. It is our Facebook community group, and we're holding a huge giveaway over there. So make sure you guys are joined, and you guys can enter to win. It is so easy. All the details are over there on the Facebook page, like I said, and we are giving away a Cricut Auto Press. So it is so excited. We're going to have one lucky winner. And so we are trying to do giveaways outside of lives because we know that several of you have requested that you've watched it on the replay and you want a chance. So this is such a big one. We wanted to be able to run it for a few days and let everybody have a chance to join. So we also want to encourage you guys. I'm telling you, we have so much fun over on that Facebook community group. Lots of giveaways going on. We have freebies over there, all sorts of fun stuff. Like I said, tons of inspirations. There's hundreds of thousands of other crafters. Once again, I lost that one. So let me go ahead and shut that camera. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I had a feeling we were going to lose that one because we went an hour. Thank you guys for staying with us for an hour. So like I said, make sure you guys join the Facebook community group. We've got 80 seconds left on this. So let's go ahead and get into the Q&A. All right, here we go. Where do you get the blanks? So a lot of my blanks come from, we have Condi, Condi.com, we have jpplus.com, craftexpress.com, as well as Amazon. So there is tons. I believe we also have Coastal. If you guys can think of some as well, but there is just tons of them. 143 Vinyl carries some. There is tons of them across the board. But like I said, I really wanted to show you guys a variety because you guys may not realize there's so many out there. All right, so let's see what next question we have here. Let's see, do these have the sublimation poly coating on them? Yes, they do. All of these are designed for sublimation. All right, let's see. What else do we have? No, the butcher paper. Nope, you do not need butcher paper to cover. You know, when I first started, and I've been doing it up until this last year to protect the heat elements, I've never had anything go through. But if you really are worried, you could definitely wrap it with butcher. Let's see. Do you have any tutorials on printing sizing using the printer? Yes. We have several episode ones available for you on our YouTube. Let's see, which paper are you using? I'm using True Pix Classic. It's one of my favorites. Now, let me go ahead and pop this out really quickly, and then I'm actually going to show you guys in this direction. I'll be able to turn that camera back on in just a few. So give me a second, and then we'll keep on going to questions. So y'all bear with me for just a minute. And actually, let me keep this glove on. And I'm actually... Let's see, I'm actually going to go ahead and put on this one as well since I'm going to kind of handle it here. Here we go. Now, like I said, I hope I got enough pressure there. That one's a little bit different. Here we go. Look at that chicken. So cute. So we got an American flag chicken on one side. And then we have life is better with chickens. So stinking cute. So you've seen that I use two different designs. Now you could pop these on t-shirts, coffee mugs, signs, all sorts of fun things. But like I said, I really wanted to show you that shot glass as well. You know, bringing it down from something so big all the way down to a teensy tiny shot glass. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed that as well. So you guys let me know what you guys think of this one. All right, so let's go ahead and see what other questions we have here. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera up really fast. So y'all bear with me for just a second. And hopefully you guys can see me again. Here we go. So do they have, all right, let's see what other questions we have. Let's see. Will you still have your live before the sale? It always helps me decide. Yes, we will still have the live before the sale. I think we're going to switch it up just a little bit this year. So you guys, this time, we're going to play around with it just a little bit just to see how it kind of works. So stay tuned on that. All right, let's see. Does it ever hurt the part of the tumbler that gets pressed twice? No, it does not. Now, one of the biggest things that you want to pay attention to whenever it comes to sublimating tumblers is do not overlap. So if you've made your design a little bit longer, never overlap because you're going to get a doubled image. Let's see. How many attachments can you get? 7. With this particular one, there are 7 total. You have a 20-ounce tumbler, 30-ounce tumbler. You have one for your, it's one total for the 11 and 15. You have 2 tapered for your smaller and bigger lattes that are tapered. You have 2 different shot glasses, straight and tapered. So 7 total. All right, let's see. Missed the first part of the live. Is this? No, this is from Heat Press Nation. This is their 7-in-1 tumbler press. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Has anyone used the Cricut mug press for tumblers? I think that we've done one possibly. I know that I've tested, but I'm not too sure if we've done one, but we could definitely do it. Some tumblers like that you could get away with, say for example, a short one and you do half and then the other half. But the thing about the Cricut, it has a sensor on it. So it'll shut itself down. It'll actually turn itself off. So you have to pay attention, but you could also use like a convection oven or a toaster oven as well. All right, let's see. What's the spacing from the handles so you don't fade on the ends? Now, you could definitely do. So you could size this up a little bit bigger. If you don't want the spacing, if this is what you're talking about, you could actually make it where it's full wrap. So you can do whatever you want. The way it's designed is to do it like this. But if you want to size it out a little bit more, you could definitely do top to bottom. All right, let's see. Do you guys do any white toner transfers? We have not, but if that's something that is requested enough, we could definitely get into it. All right, let's see here. What is the best tumbler brand will Cricut come out with? I'm curious of that myself. It almost seems the way they're going, there could be a big possibility. But I do own several. I actually own one that is, own a Walla Press one, which is carried by Heat Transfer Warehouse. And then I actually own 2 from Craft Express. And then I actually own this one here. And then I also own a Oster convection oven, and we have tutorials on those here on the channel. All right, let's see. Full wraps on tapered are not easy. Any suggestion? If you want, I could definitely get a video out on that very soon, and I will work on that for you. So definitely stay tuned. When you press, are you done? No epoxy or sealer? Nope, you're done. So once you press this guy, you are absolutely done. You do not need epoxy. You do not need a sealer. What it is there's a poly coating, and it's kind of like a science, the way that this works here. And it basically becomes one with the tumbler. It's like it was born that way, and it can be thrown in the dishwasher and all of those things. It's not going to fade on you or anything. This is going to outlast the tumbler. So same thing if you were to do a glitter one, it's going to look like you've epoxied it with glitter and you have not. All right, let's see here. Do you need to use the shrink wrap with the sublimation? Yes. So if you're going to use the sublimation, you can actually use shrink wrap. And I have one here for y'all. In case you're curious. Really quick. Well, I did. Oh, stay tuned. 2 seconds. Okay. So if you guys are curious about what Sublimation is this right here. It's a film that looks like this. And what you do is once you wrap your paper, you're going to pop it on like this. You don't even need a heat gun. In the beginning, we thought you did. You really don't. You're just going to set it in your convection oven and it'll shrink around there. And that creates the pressure. Now, they do create these silicone wraps. I have even seen on Amazon, there's these silicone rings. If y'all want me to test those out and even see if they work, if y'all request that stuff enough, we definitely make it happen. So make sure you guys are letting us know what you guys want to see because we'll make it happen. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Are they? Yes, you can throw these in the dishwasher. And that's what's really cool about sublimation compared to whether you're using vinyl or all of those things, these are 100% dishwasher safe. Let's see. What is the difference with the seamless wraps and straight wraps in the way you use them? Seamless wraps are designed to where half the design is on this side of the paper and the other half is on this side. So when you go to bring them together, so say for example, there's half a flower and the other flower, or a teddy bear, maybe in half, they're going to line up together so that way it creates no seam. All right. So I think that was our very last question. So today, like I said, we don't have any giveaway. To enter to win the giveaway, what you need to do is head on over to our Facebook community group for a chance to win. So easy to participate over there. Like I said, all of the details are over there on our Facebook community group. And once again, thank you guys so much for 250,000 subscribers. And if you guys are not subscribed, we highly encourage you guys to do so. We have a ton of fun here on the channel. We go live every single Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then don't forget our dollar deal. That is next week. And it's going to be 5 p.m. your time. No matter where you're at, it's going to be 5 p.m. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.